Meanwhile, the only Pac-12 team opening with 2 conference road games, the unbeaten Beavers of Oregon State. You go to 3-0 in Tucson.
I'm not big on the Beavers right now. I know David Pollack is big on the Beavers. He's sipping that Beavers juice. I'm just not there. I think the 2 wins right now, Wisconsin, maybe not as sexy as we thought because Wisconsin is struggling, and UCLA, I'm not sure how good they are. So I think that Arizona, they will bounce back and beat Oregon State today.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, I got Arizona winning this game. I'm not.
You're not into the Beavers, huh?
Go while you're behind. That's enough out of you. Go.
Let's keep it together here.
Won a big ball game at UCLA.
Yes.
Now, if they win at Arizona, they can go undefeated into November.
Yeah.
They play 3 of the 4 games in November at home. Uh-oh. I'm drinking the orange and black Kool-Aid. I like this Oregon State team, boy. Orange and black Kool-Aid.
I got you. There's a lot of it. People are buying into the second W on the road. You're almost to break. Keep it together.
Yep.
I don't know. It's a tough assignment for this young team handling the hype. I'm not sure they get the in-and-out trip.
You don't think? I think the burger joint is a good incentive
department with that burger joint.
You're going Arizona?
You know, I got Arizona.
You're going Oregon State.
Oregon State, baby.
I got Oregon
Orange
State.
and black Kool-Aid.
All right.
I got orange on for the Beavers.
Can they bounce back off a very humbling shutout loss in Eugene?
I think the Wildcats will bounce back. I got the Wildcats beating the Beavers.
Not so fast. I told you guys, I'm drinking the orange and black Kool-Aid.
Sure are.
The Black Mamba striking again.
The Anthony first down and more. I don't think they're going to get him.
I just make plays.
And here he goes. Big ball up the middle for D'Anthony Thomas. Good luck trying to catch that guy.
Just daily, always encouraging, motivating my teammates to make big plays.
Oregon sophomore running back D'Anthony Thomas is tearing up opposing defenses. But his elusiveness can be traced back to the youth football fields of South Central Los Angeles, where he starred in the Snoop Youth Football League.
First time he touched the ball, I believe he went 104 yards in like 7.8 seconds. It was like world-class speed. I had never seen him. He touched the ball like 8 times, scored 7 times.
It was kind of exciting, just to play Snoop Dogg's team. I just remember in the game, we were just destroying him in the game.
I was announcing, I'm like, cuz, who is this? And he was like, that's D'Anthony. I'm like, man, he moves like the Black Mamba. The Black Mamba, D'Anthony Thomas. And boom, it was on and popping. It just got to clicking. Every week, that's what it became. The Black Mamba, Black Mamba. And you see how he moved and slide up and down that field. That was the only name that was appropriate for him. And this is pre-Kobe Bryant, you know what I'm saying? So this is a name that fit.
How would you describe the Black Mamba?
I say very deadly, fast, and competitive.
Thomas grew up in the Crenshaw section of Los Angeles, an area synonymous with drug dealing and gangs.
It was a pretty rough environment. It was pretty much two different sides, which is the Blood and the Crips. I had a couple of friends that was involved with it and stuff like that, but I didn't let that stuff interfere with me. I feel like a lot of people did that for attention and stuff like that, but I didn't get my attention from, those kind of things. I got it from, working hard on the field. He always kept my eyes on the prize.
He was not like the typical kid from the urban communities. He was never a victim. He always outshined, and he always wanted to do things that were a little bit different.
Thomas led Crenshaw High to consecutive city titles en route to becoming the #1 ranked athlete in the country. He shockingly chose Oregon over his hometown USC Trojans. Now, he's a Heisman candidate despite coming off the bench.
I just think of it as like James Harden. When he get in, he gets buckets. Like he's the 6th man, so I feel like I'm the 6th man on this team. When it's my turn, get the ball, I just make the best of it and just use it as a momentum shift.
The minute that ball gets in his hands and he gets to moving and grooving, there's nobody in the league nowhere near him. To me, he's like Thomas Edison, the creation of electricity. That's what he is. The first time when the light came on, pop! Wow, what was that? That's what he is.
I like that, Snoop. I don't know whether to call him Snoop Dogg, Snoop Lion. I'll just stick with Snoop. Their relationship goes a lot further than football. Actually, D'Anthony Thomas has become close friends with his sons. He told me he's those guys. I asked him what his message was, and he said it's all about positivity in the midst of hardship and not being a product of your circumstances, Chris.
Nice feature, Samantha. Yeah, he's an easy guy to get a hold of. Can I borrow these? I just went for just in honor of Snoop.
There you go. I like those.
Talk about the Ducks here.
That's a good look.
The perception is that after Sanford lost that game to Washington, it's kind of the Ducks over here and everybody else now in the conference. What is the weakness, if there is one, for this Oregon team?
Well, you know, Oregon is loaded with great superstars on offense. But can you name a wideout?
Yes.
Oh,
but not many can.
Not many people can. The leading receiver on a football team is DeAnthony Thomas, a running back. And Desmond, that could be a problem against good football teams. You've got to have wideouts to make big plays. And DeAnthony Thomas makes big plays, but not against great football teams. You need wideouts.
I got you. That's a good point, Coach. I think that, you know, they have so much firepower that, you know, they move guys around different positions. I just don't think we've been able to see them play against a team that can expose any weaknesses that they have thus far so early in the season. I would just say maybe being physical. You know, when you want to match this team up with maybe an LSU or an Alabama, you would think that they would be able to move Oregon around because they're more physical than Oregon. But that's the only thing I can come up with, is they're probably not as physical as they can be to take on a powerhouse team like Alabama.
As for not having a receiver, DeAnthony Thomas really is kind of a hybrid receiver running back. And when they play better teams, he's going to play as much receiver as he will running back. Kenyon Barner's going to be their running back, so they need Thomas out there along with Josh Huff. I'm with Des. I mean, at this point, is this a trick question? I mean, what can you say that's negative about Oregon? Down the road, the perception from people around the country outside of the West Coast is exactly what Des said. They're not physical enough. You talk to an SEC fan, you say, how about Oregon? They're like, they don't match up with us in the trenches. They're not strong enough. They're not fast enough up front. Well, they held Auburn to 2 touchdowns in the national championship. 2 years ago, they had a great, if not better, than where they were 2 years ago.
Up front, they are getting more physical. They're getting the kind of guys they need. But I think at the back end of Oregon's schedule, we'll begin to learn more. Ducks are playing nothing but spread teams the first 5 games. At the back end of the schedule, it's those pro-style attacks, the Washington, Stanford, USCs. They'll be physically tested a little bit against those teams.